We're coming to you live today from the new Investor Tribe studio. Today's episode is brought to you by Kentucky Private Lending, KentuckyPL.com. Reach out to them today to start your investment journey. Milton, we've talked a lot about investing, and some people think that it can be intimidating.
You're right, but we're here to help you skip the guesswork. I'm Milton Ali.
And I'm Hampton Scurlock.
And you're watching the Investor Tribe podcast. Have you ever heard the saying, sometimes you don't know what you don't know can hurt you?
Yes.
And so today we've always talked about this, but I don't think we get online or in the podcast and talk about it. So it's how, collectively over our careers, we probably lost over $100,000
between mistakes or
between
expenses.
mistakes and from real estate investing alone. The crypto schemes that we were working, we probably lost a little bit more and maybe made some, but let's just keep it to real estate.
Hold on to your Milton coin.
Right.
It's can't go anywhere but up.
Look, your Hampton coin is lit, okay?
We don't have any crypto.
We don't. Oh my gosh.
Meme coins here for either of us. So.
But in real estate though, I've made many mistakes and I've lost big time money. Lost money where I have lost or didn't make as much money. So there are sometimes I've lost money or I could have made a little bit more money had I gone about some things. And we're going to kind of really dig into that idea today.
Yep. There's a lot of different ways, though, that can happen. Sometimes it's hiring the wrong contractor or not firing a contractor quick enough. Sometimes it's being penny wise and pound foolish. Delays can cost you money. I had an issue where a partner said he put insurance on a property, told me he did, had it in writing that he got it, but he didn't do it, and then the property caught fire. So you want to look at any and every avenue.
Was the funeral for that dude?
Oh, he was heartbroken and upset about it.
No, he would be back broken or he would be neck broken. He heartbroken. What are you talking about, bro? Neck broken.
The statute of limitations isn't up yet, and I can't tell you where the body's buried. But no,
thank you, because that would make me feel a lot better.
Yeah, no. He's
goodness gracious.
That's
crazy.
He's still breathing, as far as I know. He's just not part of the partnership anymore. So, but yeah. As far as I know, I've talked to him in a bit. So he had done some other mistakes on a few people, but so that former partner still breathing, still around as far as I've heard, and I also don't know where John Gotti's body is buried. It had nothing to do with that either. So, but
dude, I would find it very hard to exist and function around someone that did something like that. I feel like that goes beyond the, hey, we made mistakes. Like, there's some mistakes that you can make. Jesse, I don't know if that's a thing in your universe, but
yeah, I mean, it all comes down to just knowing your place. Everybody's got to have a role in a partnership.
Yeah.
So somebody dropped the ball. Like, you may not have a checklist where it's like, hey, did X, Y, and Z get done? But that's got to be at the very top. It's like, I mean, not wiring the money for a closing and not getting insurance, those are like the two things that should kill a deal.
Yeah. I mean, so I mean, I'm talking about just like really, kill a deal, but not kill a person, right? Yeah. So I think we can kind of not, we can all agree or not. I mean, I don't really have that because when you talk about, now we've never lost like $100,000 in one sitting. I think I think that's a different conversation when you're dealing with those types of integers. And Louisville's not that kind of city where you're dealing with those types of integers just in like, okay, well, unless you are, you can have a six-figure renovation. I tend to stay away from six-figure renovations, but recently I just had one, so maybe not. It's on the market, but it was close. It was very close. But the price is $600,000. So of course, you're going to have some six-figure renovations when the price is up, when the price warrants it. But as far as like, but it's not going to the quality of materials, all that kind of stuff. But it's not like in one fell swoop. It's not like we paid a line item is $100,000. It's over the course of maybe a dozen or so deals over the course of years where I've been real estate investing, where it's like, look, I did take a $20,000 hit. That's not, I'm not, a stranger to a $20,000, $25,000 hit. But more likely, we're talking about maybe $5,000 here, 15 there, 8 here, 2,500 there. And it's all, I look at it as not losing, but learning. That's something that Verl Bryce and I always talked about, within our, as we do real estate investing, and we say, man, I didn't lose, I learned.
Yeah.
Right. And so today we kind of want to talk about how to learn. But before we do that, we also want to just kind of make sure that people are tuned in to our new time. Right.
Yeah. Twice a week now. Monday
twice a
and
week,
Thursday
guys.
At 9 a.m.
That's right. And so you can go ahead and join the communities. For you guys that are on the communities, if you're a fire starter and you're just now learning out, you can join the fire starters community on invtribe.com. And if you are into selling and actively selling and buying real estate, the marketplace community is there for you. We have Marketplace Mondays where you can go on and you can pitch your deal, or you can go on. That's every Monday at noon. It's Monday. And go buy some real estate. Join us on Marketplace every Monday at 12 noon. Go to the site for details.
invtribe.com.
That's right.
And then we have our live meetups. We have some lunches that are on some Wednesdays.
Yep.
The calendar will be on the website. And then every second Tuesday, we've got an in-person meetup with a speaker at the Roosters in Middletown. That's the area of Louisville, 10430 Shelbyville Road. Starts at 6 o'clock. I know we've got a property manager, Dynamo, coming in February. We got a state attorney later this year. A best-selling author, I think, is going to be back.
It's going to be back. Yep.
So we've got a lot of good.
Shout out Mike Butler
and Brian Rios. I know he packed.
Yes. Oh my God.
He is the fire marshal.
He is the
more people in the room last
he
year.
is a absolute superstar, a rock star in my eyes. I mean, I love him to death. And what's so cool is that we are coming up with all types of events. Our website is filled with information. Even we got people that are asking us questions now from all over now, like California, Texas. So we're now responding to that, guys. When you go on the website, you notice we're not just talking about the Louisville, Kentucky area, the Southern Indiana area. We're talking all over the nation now because we want to meet you where you are. So join today, invtribe.com. And now it is time for us to
spin the wheel.
Jesse, we'll have you do the honors here.
All right.
As I can tort my body and give us.
I thought I saw bourbon on there.
There is bourbon on there.
That's great. How do I get it to stop on that?
We may just give you some of this bourbon.
Yeah, there it is. And what did it end on?
It says Investor Tribe giveaway.
Investor Tribe giveaway.
Come on,
maybe we'll give you a bourbon
Sorry, it's
shot.
kind of like blurry on the bottom, like somebody had scribbled it in, so I had to focus on it.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, so
mine.
Investor Tribe giveaway. So what we'll do right now is one of the first people that comments on our YouTube page and comment T-shirt, we'll go ahead and DM you, and so we'll go ahead and send you a T-shirt on our behalf. All right,
or they can pick up a book from Renee's book club. We've got a couple of those left.
Yeah, we can do either one of those, but go ahead to our YouTube page, INV Tribe on YouTube, and comment T-shirt or giveaway, and we'll go ahead and make sure that you're taken care of. Okay. All right.
And just for the heck of it, why don't we? Drew? What do you think about it? It's 5 o'clock somewhere, and do we want to try this? Pull out a little bit of this bourbon. Jesse will bring out the bottle and a couple small cups. It's I don't want to ruin the surprise for him though.
No, I think you'll really like it. And so yeah, let's go ahead and do it.
We're burning film, and we're gonna.
Oh, okay, good. All right, so 1, 2, 3
to the Investor Tribe.
The Investor Tribe.
Was it different?
So
I don't know how to describe it, but it's different. Yeah.
It is alcohol free.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It still has the burn, which is surprising.
A little different,
It's alcohol free.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if they gave me apple bourbon. I don't know what this is, but I mean, it still has the burn, so I thought, yeah,
it has a burn. Yeah, it does have an aftertaste, and it has all that.
Yeah.
And so but it's definitely we got take a shot, and I wanted, mainly because we don't have an alcohol sponsor.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
We don't have an alcohol sponsor, so we're just look, you need to come up with.
And not everybody drinks. We have guests.
So we want to be respectful and all that kind of stuff.
And for quite a while, we didn't believe that alcohol-free bourbon existed. Milton swore that it did, and we asked, couldn't find anywhere. We went out to a fancy restaurant and asked like a bourbon sommelier who'd been to school and had like years of training. He's like, I don't think that exists either. So Milton proved us wrong that this stuff actually exists.
Oh, really?
Now, do we wish it upon other people, or are we trying like heck to give it away or get rid of this bottle before it melts through the glass? Yes.
It ain't that bad.
Yeah, I better drink the rest of this for it does melt the
You guys didn't
plastic.
finish it?
There's a little drip there.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
no requirements to finish.
Mine was gone because I thought it was real bourbon.
Milton kind of left a little bit of his there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
He did the fake. He did the fake. It's alcohol-free bourbon. It's not gonna, oh goodness!
Yeah, man.
But
You
so
know,
we
I'm always
we
hesitant. But yeah, let's go ahead and get back to it. And so,
joys
and
of
so-
real estate and how you can lose money, or stories of how
Right.
we or people we know have lost money. Hiring the
so-
wrong contractors is one.
Hiring the wrong talent. We always talk about the CEO method here at the Investor Tribe, where you create the energy, you engage talent, and you own the results. And one of the things that the quickest way to lose money is to have the wrong people around you, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have the wrong people around you, you're going to lose that money. And it's not about always finding the cheapest people, because sometimes finding the cheapest people will cost you more money in the long run in the corrections.
And on a flip side of that, with tenants, don't always pick the tenant that can move in the fastest. I've known a lot of investors that have made that mistake. Oh, they can move in tomorrow.
Yeah, that's me.
Because they're getting kicked out of where they are, or it's a bad
Yeah.
they're desperate to move, sometimes for a reason. Not always, but a lot of times they are. So maybe hold out. Stick to your guns. Go through the application process.
Yeah.
Take your time to find the best tenant, not the one that's got the money first or is ready to move in. The quickest. I've seen people make some mistakes and get burned. Sometimes just a month later. Sometimes it takes a few months or a couple of years, but a lot of times it's 1 month or a couple of months later, and you're realizing why that they want to move in so fast.
Well, it's interesting. Whenever I'm flipping houses, I don't make emotional decisions. Either the numbers work or the numbers don't.
Right.
When I got into the rental business, you're looking at these applications and you're seeing 580 credit score, and hey, are they in a rough patch or are they struggling? And granted, we've met a lot of great people by doing that, and they've paid on time, and they've built their credit and bought a house from us later on, and it's like that's a great story to tell. But I've also had people that burned me, and I can promise you the ones that burn you ruin it for the ones that actually deserve the opportunity. And so for somebody that doesn't make emotional decisions on the flip side, I had to stop making emotional decisions on the rental side. And the only way I could do that was to find someone else to find the tenant, because I don't want to see their name. I don't want to see a credit score. I just want to know you got somebody in there. So I had to hire that out.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very good way to lose your money. One of the other ways is when you don't properly screen your tenant. When you are one of the ways I was taught, I think you might have shared this with me, Hampton, is that whenever you're looking at a tenant, you go to the place where they live currently, and you look around, you do a drive-by on where they live currently. And what you see at that place is what you're probably going to get.
And Mike Butler talks about that in his book, and he talked about it on our podcast, and he calls it your housekeeping check. And he says sometimes you go knock on their door to look inside the house too, and see if they actually live there.
Yeah.
And if they do, what it looks like, because that's what your house is going to look like in a fairly short period of time. And he talked about the bologna sandwich test. And you kind of wonder, what the heck's a bologna sandwich
I
test?
was like, maybe I missed something.
Yeah.
He said,
go for it.
would he or his contractor, if they offered to make you a bologna sandwich, would you eat it? So it gives you an idea of their cleanliness and their sanitary habits and just their cobwebs
a
and
few
dirt.
ants aren't bad on bologna sandwich. You know what I'm saying? That little
extra
mold,
crunch,
you can just
little extra
kinda-
protein.
little that crunch. You know
I'll be
what I'm
honest,
saying?
even if you guys offered me a bologna sandwich, I probably wouldn't eat it. So I don't know if I would use that test, but I get the concept.
Maybe
behind
peanut butter
it.
sandwich. There's meat like, but ham and cheese sandwich. Something not everybody likes bologna because it's got a first name. It's
But would you eat in that? Would you eat in that
Yeah,
environment?
absolutely.
Right? And I think that's a very good test to kind of see another way losing money is really on the buy. I think there is a conversation that persists within the investment community. People outside the investment community feel like investors take advantage of people that are in desperate situations. And I think there's room for that criticism and conversation to a degree, because me and, Jesse Allen here are licensed real estate agents, and we all, and our duty is to be fiduciaries for whoever we represent and whoever we work with, right?
Yeah.
At the same time, I can argue that not every seller deserves the equity that they think they deserve. You did not make the requisite investments to keep up your property. You let it go to crap. You let it go down. You didn't take care of it. And now it's below market due to your failure to take care of that property.
And sometimes it may have been whoever they inherited from. It may not be.
Oh, well, that's a separate
separate
situation. Like if you're a reluctant landlord or you're a reluctant property owner, right, or absentee owner, just due to that dynamic. I've bought a lot of properties that way, where someone passed away here in Louisville. The property owner now is in Tampa, Florida. They're like, look, I'm not a. This is not my bag here.
Yeah.
Just kind of take this off my hands. I think I owe taxes. Just kind of take this off my hands, please.
Yeah.
And so you find those types of properties, and they tend to be a little bit more understanding of that dynamic. But we're talking about someone who's attached to the property, and they're thinking, well, because I own it, I deserve whatever I deserve.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just transparency too.
Yeah.
Just letting them know, like, hey, this is the reason I'm offering you this. And so a lot of people, they just throw a number out there, and it's usually a whole number. It's 30,000, 35,000, 100,000.
Right.
Like, be specific about what number you offer, because they're going to ask questions like, hey, how did you come up with that number? Well, now I can show them a spreadsheet of this is what the renovations are going to cost. This is what the contractor is going to charge me. Yes, there's profit in there, but when I go to sell it, there's also commissions, there's taxes, there's utilities, there's insurance. There's all these things that people forget about, investors included, whenever they go buy a property for the first time, and they can't figure out why their profits weren't as good as they thought, because they forgot about commissions and taxes and insurance and utilities and all the things that aren't just the renovations and the purchase price.
So, Jesse, can you speak to us, because I know that you have extensive experience not only working as a realtor, working as a coach, working as a business owner. You have an extensive amount of experience. And so what has been some of the ways that you've seen, if you can just give us 3 quick ways that people lose money in real estate?
Yeah, I would say the number one reason is that they make an emotional decision. They get attached to something. So either they hired a contractor because it was a friend, or they bought a house because they loved it and they thought that they were going to live in it, but really it's just an investment. I would say that that's probably the number one reason why people lose money. Just remember, when you're investing, it's about the numbers.
Right.
Yes, everybody has to benefit. It has to be a win-win for the seller and for me as the buyer. But at the end of the day, like, you do have to make money. It's a business. Number 2, I would say contractors, just hiring the wrong person. When you first get into it, you seem like you're in a rush. You closed on the property, you didn't really have anything lined up, or maybe you did. And then the time frames aren't working out. So again, it goes back to, longer holding costs that you're going to have, more interest, more taxes, more insurance that you have to pay for. So all those things. And so you probably have a ton of friends that are in real estate investing or in real estate, or everybody has a Facebook page nowadays. Like, put a post out there that says, hey, if you were going to get new flooring put in, or hey, if you were going to paint your house, who would you hire? You'll probably get 50 responses, and 20 of them will probably be the same person. That's probably the person you should go with, not the guy you found on Facebook Marketplace that said he would do it for $6 an hour. Like, it's just probably not the right choice. Yes, it's going to be the cheapest choice, but at the end of the day, you're going to find out it's not actually the cheapest choice because you had to redo it. And then the third one, I would just say, just know your numbers. So we tend to, especially in real estate, I know a lot of agents, we tend to look at the best case scenario and what a house will sell for, and we think everything is grand, great, and wonderful. just have realistic expectations. So whenever I run my numbers, you always have a high, a low, and a median of what something should sell for. And so whenever I'm going to list a house, a lot of times they want to know somewhere between medium and high. Whenever I'm going to sell a house, an investment that I'm buying and I'm renovating, I'm going to run the numbers based off of somewhere between low and medium because, I'm going to start high, but worst case scenario, I want to know where worst case scenario I'm going to end up. And so that's, I would say that's the 3 biggest mistakes that people make.
Yeah.
We've seen some of those over the years, and there's other ways, many other ways you can make money in real estate, but there's also ways you can lose money in real estate. Do you have any funny stories where you've had to protect property or prevent something from getting stolen, or I know you just mentioned contractors trying to fight for your business in the front yard, literally have a Royal Rumble.
So I was thinking about this one time that I had where my wife was just not happy, right? So because every, I would say like day or so, I'm at the property and I had a partner and I said, look, we need to be the security. I'm sorry that, this is what it is, but we need to be security because we were having things delivered and then people, so the materials were delivered at one time, the people showed up at another time, so we didn't want to have that as an issue, to have a potential like for somebody stealing. So it was like, look, okay, so who's going to guard the house today? so all right, so the delivery people said they were going to be there around 7:30. So can you be there till about 9:30? Or they're going to deliver it today. I can hang out from like 7 to noon, and can you hang out there from noon to 4 or noon to 5? And I'll come back from 5 to 8. And can you just like, we're literally guarding a house. And it was part my naivete about like, hey, you need to have like deliver and make sure people are there. But it was just having, I had so much stuff stolen. Like I bought a house one time and literally like, silly me. So I'm thinking, we close on Friday. I went to Home Depot on Saturday, and from Home Depot on Saturday, I end up delivering some things Saturday night because I knew the guys start Monday morning. They were good guys. They were going to be there at 8 a.m. I drop off the materials Saturday afternoon. It was broke in Saturday night.
Oh,
Yeah.
I get there Sunday just to check because remember, I'm still security guard on another property now. So I get there because it just so happened to be near church. I get there, I drive around, and I'm like, why is there a hole in my window? There's a hole in the window. Then my door was kicked in, and they stole like the material that I brought in. I just bought the material. It's like $700. And the only reason they didn't steal all of it because they couldn't carry all the wood out. So I bought wood and I carried it in. I had planks, 2x4s, 1x, and I had it all in. They didn't take that, but they took all the other little things that I had that were just kind of laying next to it because I knew those guys needed them for Monday morning. So I had to go right back out and buy it all over again.
So what'd you learn?
Oh, so now, so I had a rule. I said, I give it 24 hours. Now, it's just in time.
Yeah. They're waiting on me.
It's just in time. They're going to wait. Yes, it's just in time.
Or better yet, see if they can pick it up to make sure they're getting
right. And that's what we do. We work out arrangements where you just pick it up, you go ahead and take care of it, you handle the chain. Yep. But I am trying to be helpful. I just got a truck, or I had a truck for a year. I'm like, yes, I'm a big boy. I got a truck. Where has a truck been all my life? So I was just really excited. I was excited to do anything. Yeah. I'll just be honest, because for so many years I'm real estate investing without a truck. So I didn't carry anything, but I got sick of people charging me to pick up materials.
Yep.
I got sick of that.
You have a truck, you're like, can somebody come pick up these materials?
You're right. Can somebody pick them up? Right. So I said, so now I'm like, hey man, y'all pick up this material and then y'all can bring it. And then, because the guys were like, look, we're going to be there dead at 8 a.m. You know, we need materials on site. Yeah. And I said, you know what? I think that's a fair ask. Let me just go ahead and take care of it and I'll just drop it off. You know, but again, I was so ticked off because not only was it extra money to fix the window, to fix the door, I had to replace the whole door and the frame now, and replace the materials that I had just lost.
Yep.
And so you add all that up, that was another $700-800. You know, and so it was a $700-800 loss and a lesson learned, because it wasn't broken in sets. Because then I got wise. I said, oh, you know what? Guess who has iron doors all around now? So I went and got iron security doors around all 3 entrances. So I just had to take care of it. But it was a lesson learned. I just thought, you know, I'm like, yeah, fun times, man. Yeah. You know, so chalk that up as a, you know, $800. I don't know how much, $800, $700, $800, $900 or something like that. But it was a real lesson that you have to learn. And those are, but you start adding up those small. That money begins adding up over time.
Yep. And well, usually we have like this spidey sense that goes off too that says, hey, I probably shouldn't do this. Like whether it's overpaying for a property or dropping off materials a day and a half before the contractor's going to be there. Like something in your mind was probably like, hey, it's probably a bad idea. Like I'm really worried about somebody taking it. And then boom, it happens. And you're like, if you just follow your instincts, like usually they're right. It's when we start thinking too much is when we make the mistakes.
Yeah. We recently had a flip last year where somebody stole the flowers from the front yard. Like we were trying to stage the front yard with mulch, and we had fake flower, you know, the little velvet, whatever, fake flowers in the front, just to kind of give it a little bit of, because it was picture time. We're trying to give it a little splash of color with the front. People stole the little plastic little things, and this is a halfway decent neighborhood.
It's amazing what people will steal or try.
Or what opportunity, what home is more opportunistic? Because I've had another flip that was off of Westport Road, and we left that in there 2 days in advance. Nothing happened to this property.
Yeah.
Like nothing. Like we didn't have a problem at all. Like it wasn't any problems. Nobody broke in. It was all good. So I get it where, you know, it's hit and miss sometimes. You just have to know your area. So we're not asking you to not do it, because quite frankly, you might do it at one particular house and it's perfectly fine. I've had a house in a D area where it was never broken into.
And I had a house in a D area where it was always broken into.
Oh, well, I had that too. I was going to get to
a tenant moved out, or before the next day after the tenant moved out, water heater furnace, and finally I told my guy, and you could see the drag marks where they were dragged to a neighbor's house. The police wouldn't do anything, so we were very frustrated with it. And I told my guy, I said, tenant's moving out today. We're going to change the locks, and we're going to take the furnace and water heater. He goes, what? I go, we're going to beat him to it. I said, we're going to put him in when the next tenant goes. And he goes, I go, it's cheaper than buying a new one. It's a 1-year-old water heater, 1-year-old furnace. I said, we'll drain the water heaters and move. And my contractors did it. We eventually sold the property. It was one I got at auction. It was just a nightmare block. And it was next to some riffraff that they were just opportunistic. Whenever a tenant would move out, one time it was a fridge, stove, water heater, furnace. Next time we're not leaving a fridge or stove there. Still got the water heater and furnace. So we try to be, take precautions and plan for it, because you learn it's expensive. It adds up. And then we had I think I've told you this story, the one on Broadway, that somebody stole the AC unit, central air unit, the day before closing.
Oh, that happened to me too.
Big house, and
that happened to me too. Yeah.
And they wanted $8,000 as an allowance, because that's roughly what it would cost for a new one. We're able to get it done a little less, and they move the closing back, so we get the AC unit in. My AC unit gets put in, but my cage guy can't come put the cage on it that day, and so I've got a decision to make. Am I going to pull the Milton Ali, run security, and sleep down there with a motion light flashlight and a 9mm?
That's right.
I did. I slept down there with a motion light, a sleeping bag, and a 9mm, like babysitting this air conditioning unit, because it just went in that day. People saw it go in. I didn't want it to go away.
Yeah.
The day, its closing's the next day. So it survived. It made it through the night. I made it through the night. It was several years ago, but we couldn't get a cage on it that day, and the closing went through the next day, and it wasn't my responsibility more. Hopefully they got a cage on it or never stolen again, but things that happened, and that was roughly it cost us about $6,000. A thief costs us that.
Ooh, so that happened to me too. But here's the really wild last story here is that I'm not going to call this person out, but this person would meet the contractors and meet the handyman every Friday. So he would go to all of his properties and meet them every Friday with cash. Because he had to pay him cash. So my properties were one of the properties. So he'll show up, like everybody's there. He's handing out like, okay, here's your $1,000. Here's your $2,000. Make sure that goes to whoever. Here's your $5,000. Whatever. He's walking around with big wads of cash, and then he's walking around with a pistol. So he's paying with a pistol, and I was like, dude, like, what's up with that? He was like, yeah, man, I'm just trying to protect myself. So I start, paying people in cash because I'm like, because sometimes when you're dealing with certain, levels of talent, they need their money as soon as they're done. They need their money yesterday.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to pay, and I'm like, hey, here's, do you have a checking account? No, I don't take no checks. So, so I'm like, okay, so that's one thing. So you don't take checks. So here's your $500. Here's your $500. Here's your $1,000. Here's your $2,000. And I'm going back to thinking about this person like, man, I need to start rocking a pistol. And then somebody was like, no, you don't need a pistol. What you need is to start hiring different kinds of people that take a check. And so you need to bring in different people. You don't need to be walking around with money looking like payday, because people get used to that and they know you the one with cash in your pocket.
Yep.
And that sets you up to get got. Yeah. And so that's another lesson. Now, thank goodness I've never been robbed in that way. And so that's always a good thing. But kids at home, do not do that. Don't carry the cash around thinking you're going to pay all your people in cash because they don't take checks. If they don't take checks, then you're going to have to figure out maybe Venmo, maybe Cash App. But do not walk around with cash.
No.
And speaking of cash, all this cash that the real estate agents make, I know both of you guys, just have like flowing out of your pockets as real estate agents. We've got a question from one of our listeners.
Oh, okay.
And
cool. Okay,
ironically, John Keller.
Yeah, I doubt that they are related to
Keller Williams.
I highly doubt it.
Okay, because his question,
shout out.
His question is pretty blunt, and he just said, "Real estate agents are just redundant middlemen. You don't really need them, do you?" ?
So shout out to San Antonio. Shout out to San Antonio.
Yeah.
So, how would you answer John's questions? You don't really need a real estate agent, do you? I don't know what circumstance he's talking about.
Yeah. I mean, this is the Investor Tribe podcast, so let's kind of deal with it with the perspective of being an investor friendly agent. One of the things that I think about, John, is the short answer is no. You don't need a real estate agent to invest in real estate. You can go at this by yourself. We do encourage you to have good people around you to help you make the best decisions. So if you can determine a property's after market value or after repair value, after renovation value by yourself, then you can take those guesses. I think having great talent in your circle is only going to help you make better decisions. And yes, you do pay for these. You do pay for someone's knowledge and wisdom and time and expertise and talents. I think that's a fair exchange for you to develop a relationship, is to be able to establish a relationship with a real estate agent. The short answer is no. The longer answer is perhaps you should consider having the best people around you to help you make the best decisions. What say you?
I would say the biggest reason would be exposure.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest difference between your average person that doesn't have a real estate license and someone that does.
Yeah.
I can go put a house on Zillow and it be listed for sale by owner all day long, and that's perfectly fine. And some of them will sell, some of them won't, and that's perfectly fine too. The biggest thing is making sure that it's priced right. But if I want to sell my biggest asset that I've ever had in my life, I don't want to just put it in one place. I want to put it on every website that I can possibly think of, and most websites won't let you put them on there other than Zillow. And so having the opportunity to have somebody put in the information and then it shoots it out to 150 or 200 different websites where now everybody has the opportunity to see it. I want to create a bidding war. I want everyone to come and look at my house rather than the 3 people or the 5 people that saw it just on accident on a Friday night that were scrolling on Zillow. So that's the biggest thing for me.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good one. And Sally P, New York. New York is in the house. And this all seems so overwhelming, but I don't want to get left behind. Give me my first step.
You want to take this, or you want me to jump in?
I'll let you go ahead and take it, because I think that there's a lot of first steps. I think I'm grateful that this person asked a question to the investor tribe, right? Because I think it starts with you building a tribe around yourself of good people that can help you and answer your questions. My first step would be to join Firestarters. So
go to invtribe.com
and join Firestarters. That will be a great first step, because you'll be around other people that are just starting and trying to figure it out. You know, when they say that, we were talking about an FTC study recently, that if you watch just YouTube videos only, if you go to YouTube University, there is a 98% chance that you're not going to move forward. If you join an organization or take a class or get a group, there is now a 5 times chance from there that you will actually do a deal within the first year or so. And so it's so important for you to join a group, join the tribe, join Firestarters. That's a great place to start. So
and the short answer is you've already taken the first step. You're listening now.
Yes.
And so the journey is not as far as you think. You're already taking that first step. You're already taking a couple steps. As Milton said, the next step could be join a community, read a book, network with your local, area, real estate club or group. Attend some meetings. Watch some other videos on YouTube, and get an idea of what you want to do. Do you want to start with wholesaling, and then your next step may be a little different, or do you want to start with buying and hold, or do you want to start with a flip as your first deal? Your next step, once you determine where you want to go, determines the path and the first step you take towards achieving those goals.
That's what I was going to say is, really it starts with, I think your name was Sally. It starts
Sally
with
P.
Sally. Yeah. Is figure out, what do you want? Like, did you just say I wanted to invest in real estate? Well, there's 15 or 20 different options. So you can't be great at everything. So figure out the one thing you do want to do. Do you want to flip houses? Do you want to own rentals? Do you want to wholesale? What do you want to do? There's so many different options. And so once you figure that out, like for us, it was, hey, we wanted to start flipping houses. We wanted income right now. We didn't want the long-term income. We didn't care about that at the point. We just wanted money in our pocket. We wanted to figure out how to do it quickly. And so if that's what you want, that's great. Now go out and research, how are people doing this? Figure out, like, hey, what's the reason I haven't taken the first step? I know I want to flip houses. Well, maybe the first step is, hey, I'm broke as a joke. Like, okay, well, is money your real problem? Okay, because if money's your real problem, I would start, there's hundreds of books out there that teach you how to buy real estate without using your own money. I mean, that's how we did it. Our first 15 deals didn't use a single penny of our own money. And so money's usually not the problem. It's just the thing in your mind that you think is the problem.
I agree with that. And, we want to shout out to our founding sponsor, Kentucky Private Lending. This episode was brought to you by Kentucky Private Lending. And if you're ready to start your journey, you can reach out to them today.
KentuckyPL.com is their website. It's ironic we're just talking about money, and that can be a hurdle for some people. And you do want to have some savings put aside. Ideally, get your credit up if it's down. You may not have to use your own money, but it's important. At some point, a lot of investors, as they're scaling up, credit can be important.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, I hope that listening to us today, you take away some of the stories and think, okay, wow, they lost money. I don't have to. Now, some of you are going to just listen and be like, whatever, I'm going to do it my own way. Then you're going to learn the lessons yourself, right? So you're welcome to do that. However, I think if I did listen to certain people and I didn't lose money in other ways, but I lost money in my own way because, you know, we're all in the process of learning.
And there's
right?
gonna be curveballs that are thrown at
Right,
you in your
all
real
day.
estate
Yeah.
journey.
And losing money doesn't necessarily mean that you lost money on a deal. It just means you did not make as much as you thought you were going to make.
That's exactly it. Because
So-
I still made a lot of money. I made about on the deal where they broke into it. I still after everything, I still made over 20 grand.
Yeah. But
And
you
that
lost
was
$700.
And it was with your teammate.
Oh, really?
It was with your teammate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was with
They're fired. I don't even know who it
you
is, I
Fired.
promise
Oh my
you.
gosh,
Just
I'll
kidding.
tell you. But no, they're super great. I'll tell you, they're super great. They're like I love them to death. So don't say nothing bad about them. I love them to death. It's super cool. I mean, just to be able to. Sometimes, you know, we can share our story, so you don't have to. And so please join us every Monday and every Thursday at 9 a.m. on Investor Tribe on YouTube. That's INV Tribe. Go to YouTube every Monday and Thursday, 9 a.m. You can go to work with us or listen to us every Monday. And I'm Milton Ali.
And I'm Hampton Scurlock, and you can catch us on all the socials at INV Tribe. You can like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll hope to see you on the flip side of the Investor Tribe.
Peace out.
The Investor Tribe podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only. We are not attorneys, financial advisors, or licensed tax professionals. The opinions expressed by our hosts and guests are their own and should not be taken as legal, financial, or investment advice. All investments carry risk, including loss of principal. Always do your own due diligence, consult qualified professionals, and make informed decisions based on your unique situation. The Investor Tribe podcast is brought to you by the Investor Tribe, all rights reserved, featuring Hampton Scurlock and Milton Aldi, executive producer Drew Cookenmaster, produced and distributed by Bespoke Marketing.